Welcome, killers and their obsessions, to another game of Dead by Daylight. Today I'm going to be talking about the perk Save the Best for Last, and how you probably never should have stopped using it. After the discussion, I'll be using it in a game with the unknown, so feel free to just skip ahead if you're here for the gameplay. Timestamps are below. Save the Best for Last, a perk from Michael Myers, gets 1 stack to a maximum of 8 every time you hit a survivor who isn't your obsession with a basic attack. If you injure your obsession, however, you lose 2 stacks. Each stack reduces the time you spend in the wipe-off animation after a basic attack. This perk was strong, because every millisecond you spend wiping is a second that you're not chasing a survivor at full speed. At max stacks, your cooldown is so short that you can chain together regular attacks quite easily. Save the Best for Last was a perk that took some time for people to realize the strength of it, but it became very popular for killers who relied on their basic attacks for downs, typically referred to as M1 killers, and especially for killers such as the Pig, who mainly use their basic attacks, but could rely on their special attacks to injure the obsession so they could save their stacks. This all changed in patch 7.5.0, which nerfed the cooldown reduction from 5% per stack to 4%, and more importantly changed the downside from losing 2 stacks when hitting the obsession with your M1 attack to losing 2 stacks when damaging the obsession by any method. This latter change killed the perk for M1.5 killers. The fact of the matter is, though, the perk is still strong. At max stacks, you'll have a 32% cooldown reduction, as opposed to a 40% cooldown reduction. A nerf, sure, but far from gutting the perk. Even M1.5 killers can still get good value from it. They just have to deal with the downside like M1 killers do. Despite all this, look at the numbers. During patch 7.4.0, prior to the nerf, the perk sat at a 14.2% play rate, with a kill rate of 56.87%. Now let's contrast that to the last stable patch, 8.0.0. As you can see, the play rate has absolutely plummeted to a pathetic 4.84%, and yet the kill rate has gone up to a 57.82%. Now, you tell me, if the perk is so unplayably bad right now that no one runs it, why has the kill rate gone up? The fact of the matter is that the perk is still very strong. You just need to adapt a playstyle to maximize your value from it. Do your best to ignore the obsession while you build up stacks, and then once the game is under control, finish them off. For our game, we're going to play a perfect example of a killer who would have loved the perk pre-nerf, the Unknown. The Unknown can shoot projectiles that bounce once and then explode. Survivors hit by this explosion are infected, and infected survivors hit by it are damaged. Survivors can lose this infection simply by staring at the Unknown for long enough, so the Unknown will have to be very quick with his follow-up shots. The Unknown will also periodically drop hallucinations behind themselves, which they can teleport to after a short cooldown. Survivors can destroy these with a short animation. Save the Best for Last works so well on the Unknown, because the hit cooldown reduction, you can hit a survivor, then very quickly lob a projectile, and get a second hit in for a fast down. While we can't save our stacks anymore by only damaging the obsession with your power, we will still only lose stacks when we actually damage them. Merely infecting them and letting them run off, the damage later, will be just fine. For our perks, in addition to Save the Best for Last, we're using perks that complement the mobility of the Unknown. Eruption marks each generator that you damage, and awaits you to down a survivor. When you do, those generators explode, regressing them and revealing the auras of all survivors who are working on them. Nowhere to Hide pairs very well with Eruption, and it reveals the auras of all survivors around you every time you kick a generator. As we'll be doing a lot of kicking with Eruption, you'll get a lot of value from this perk. Our final perk is Grim Embrace. The first time you hook a survivor, every generator gets blocked for a short duration. The final survivor hooked will lock all gens down for a much longer duration while revealing the obsession's aura. For add-ons, we have the Blurry Photo and the Vanishing Box. The photo will give you a much quicker reaction time when teleporting, letting a skilled player sneak a hit into a survivor who happens to get too close to a hallucination during a chase. This works very well with Save the Best for Last, since the sooner you regain control after a hit, the sooner you can teleport. The Vanishing Box infects any survivor who completes a generator, which can help you get some damage in and catch that player off guard. Let's get to the match. And don't worry if you closed YouTube after watching this video. I know you've saved the best for last. Okay, one of the classic old maps. It looks like I spawned on the top here. I'm going to break this door just in case it's relevant later. Now normally for finding survivors at the beginning, I try to start at one corner and move to the other. But since I'm starting right in the center, it's going to be a little bit hard to find somebody. And by that I mean there's one right here. Okay, let's see, they're running a tight corner around here. I don't think I want to chase them either. Let's see. Oh, you know what? This is perfect. This is the obsession here. I don't have any stacks yet, so I don't have to worry about losing them. For Grim Embrace, I'm going to have to hook the obsession at some point. That little cheeky acknowledgement there that I got her. So I might as well get her first out of the way. That was a bad shot. I would have got her if it wasn't for that locker, though, I think. And I can tell she knows what she's doing, so let's just force her to vault that window twice and block it down. Okay, now she's going to have to leave, otherwise, she'll just go down. And I should be able to get her with my power here quite easily, just by being a little patient. Oh, hold on a minute. Now let's get her back in the center. Swing around. Let's go for the guaranteed down here. I'm starting to get a little decent with my angles. Gotcha. Okay, let's throw her up. Man, I missed that remote hook already. Okay, another nice thing with the Unknown is when you teleport, you can immediately trigger Grim Embrace. Normally it doesn't block the gens until you move like 10 meters away, I think it is. But by teleporting you do that instantly. Let's give this gen a kick, and ooh, nowhere to hide gives us some good value. Ah, I just barely nicked the corner there though, unfortunately. You're in a bit of a dead zone there. Ooh, and we're running towards the center, which is good. Yeah, because this gen usually gets a lot of progress. And man, here's some more nowhere to hide value. This is such an underrated perk. I gotta remember too, since I'm using Eruption, to do more of a focus on kicking gens. I don't run Eruption very often, but with Pop Nerf so heavily... Hold on. With Pop Nerf so heavily, I'm just trying to branch out a bit, use some other perks. Eruption's pretty good, but it forces you to have that kind of playstyle where you're just constantly kicking generators, which is not my normal playstyle. Up you go. You also have to be a little bit careful with Eruption. Hold on. Yeah, that's my obsession. Let's not go for her quite yet. You gotta be careful with Eruption. You can only damage a generator. Yeah, I see you back there. You can only damage a generator 8 total times now before it gets blocked. And then you won't be able to damage it anymore after that. Eruption damages it twice. Once when you kick it, and another time when you actually get the down. So I gotta make sure that I don't go too far on that. And you're right in the open here. You can put Corruption back on this. Oh. Okay, I see he's one of the guys that just drops when he's got live too, it looks like. Missing that languid touch. Here's my obsession again. Just gonna infect her and keep moving. I think she knows that I've got to save the best for last though. I can tell by her movement that she's pretty good. So I want to put her just following me around, going for flashlight saves, or just trying to make me lose stacks past her. Yeah, she's just going to keep being here. I hate giving up my stacks, but it might be worth it. Let's see if she's looking behind her. I see those spikes that came up there. It shows that I've damaged the generator. I think it's 3 times to see him the first time. They're there as more of a warning that you can't just keep kicking gens all game. I think I can get her. Oh, just barely missed the time. Okay, she goes down, and I see that there was 1 survivor on that middle gen there. There should be a hook in the middle here. And let's see if I can find where they went. Oh. Could have almost interrupted that there. But he's injured. Now he's infected. This should be a pretty easy down. Yeah, I figured he'd juke right into it. This map is pretty good for this build too. A lot of these gens are easy to pop back and forth between, as long as we use the center area there as sort of like a hub. Put down one of my hallucinations behind me. Break this pallet. Let's see. Okay, I do see 1 person in the middle there with nowhere to hide. She's running quite early, so it's a little bit harder to get her, but I don't think she knows we have it. Oh, this one was outside. Darn. You're in a bad spot here. Do a little corner shooting. Do a little mind game, hiding my red stain. And it gets that nice hit in. These trees kill me, man. Okay, let's do a little bit more mind games here. Oh, and she was just standing just far enough away. Not bad. Oh, and she's got dead hard too? I'm impressed. Well, it's not going to work on me a second time. Let's see if we can cut her off right here. Ooh, and she's not even looking in front of her. Nice. No more dead hard. And you can see how short our cooldown is right now after a hit. That was so fast, and we're only at 5 stacks. I'm not sure why I just saw their aura there. Perhaps that they got hit by eruption, and that was just a bit of a lingering aura reveal. I have no idea where they went. Oh, here they are. Let's see, I should be able to get this time. Okay, he's not staying far enough away to avoid it. Do a little mine. Oh, I got stuck there. Why are you over here in the corner? Okay, well, that's their first gen done. They're already in a really bad spot. I don't know what she's doing. Ooh, the first death. Nice. Now, one lesson that I tell people this all the time. If a survivor wants your attention, don't give it to them. Hi there. Because if they want your attention, chances are that they can probably run you pretty good. And last I checked, this game is a 1v4, not a 1v1. Now we're in a pretty good spot right now, with 1 dead, but even so, I kind of just want to get more stacks. Yeah, you know, let's just leave her. Just keep moving. I lost count of how many times I've hit that one there, but it's probably pretty close to getting blocked. Ignore that. I'm going to edit that shot out in post. So anyway, I got to be careful how many times I kick that middle gen. It's maybe got 1 more eruption left in it. Let's see if I can get her here. Nah, my angle's a little bit off. Okay, you know what? Let's do a little mind game. Just gonna go for the window. Let's try to do a little backup. And I'll overshoot and get stuck. Ooh, nice dead hard. Didn't work this time. Oh, and that's your final hook too. I wasn't even trying that one. Ooh, here's our next victim. He's pre-dropping because I think he has live. Yeah. It's not going to matter much to him. I think I might be able to snipe him right here. Gotcha. One trick with the unknown is that you can shoot your projectile and hit like a corner. And it'll hit twice real quick, the corner and then the ground. And it'll explode right there. Makes it a nice way to just get a quick down. Ooh, and here's my the challenge thing. We'll just break this. E2 was my 4th sack of Grim Embrace. Kind of pointless at this point, but even the first 3 sacks worked really well in stopping gens from getting done early on. Okay, there's my lovely obsession. And I think at this point we can probably commit to killing her. She's good, but she's not paying enough attention to both in front and behind her. And she's at another palette here that is really bad to play against the unknown. At least when they're not terrible. Yeah, you know you can't stay here like this. Nice Dead Heart. Dead Heart is a strong perk, I promise. Promise. You just, you know. Okay, let's see if we can find this last guy. Get this game over with. Oh, there he is. Ironically, I think he was in the same spot that I found the first survivor, right? Do a little mind game. Oh, that was a great. You saw that? That was a grab animation right there. I had that grab. Now, you're probably not going to hit with your projectiles at a medium range like that. They're just too easy to dodge, too slow. But it's fun to do pot shots. See if you can get lucky. And unfortunately, you're just in the dead zone. So down you go. I didn't get the grab there either. It's a little weird. Okay, now if Hatch spawns right in front of me, I'll give it to you. Just kidding. Go up. Was it going to spawn here? No, it wasn't going to spawn here anyway. I gotta say, this match was fun. I myself fell into the trap of not really using Save the Best for Last much after the big nerf, but I'm definitely using it more now, and I'm definitely having a ball with it. Let's see what stuff they brought. Save the Best for Last is still a very strong perk, and if you stopped using it after the nerf, or you've never used it at all, I implore you to give it a shot. You won't regret it. In terms of the build, if you're dead set on never hooking the Obsession and you don't think you'll get Grim Embrace value, you can easily swap it for a different slowdown perk, such as Corrupt Intervention or Deadlock. Both are solid options, especially Corrupt, as the unknown can have a bit of a slow early game. If you enjoyed the video, it's a big help to me if you want to hit that like and subscribe button to join my little community. And even if you don't, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.